No.
Going to be the case with the Aura program?
No, it's hard. It's hard. And again, it's human nature. You know, when my wife's yelling at me, I don't want to hear it. When she's saying how great I am, I'm all ears, you know, and the players are no different. You know, they tune you out when they're losing. Yeah, coach, I get it. You know, but right now we're trying to get them fixated on the process, and that's hard to do. And I don't care if you're GM, Home Depot, IBM, the Philadelphia Flyers, the Phillies, or Temple University, and any of the departments at Temple University, you fight the same battle. And that is you need organizational clarity. You need everybody in the organization to know their roles. You need to have motivation to execute those roles, and then you have to do it on a daily basis. And you have to really stick to the process and execute, and then ultimately that will lead to the outcome. That will lead to the product, and that's the hardest thing to do in the business model, and it's no different here. So our guys, hopefully, will continue to focus on that and move forward with it.
Even though they're at this point, that's still always something.
It's hard. It's hard. I challenged about 18 guys, Mike. Just yesterday, I challenged about 18 guys that I thought were getting a little bit, whether it's hubris, arrogance, whatever, you know, almost unapproachable all of a sudden. And that's a challenge. And we had some guys the last 2 weeks that didn't get better. And that's my concern. Because when we were playing really well, when we went on this little run here, we had a lot of guys that improved. And individually, they improved the team. They moved the team forward because they got better. And then I had some guys fighting me a little bit last week, fighting the coaches, and I thought I needed to intervene. And yesterday I did. I talked to some guys. I addressed it with the team. I talked to some guys individually about you know, putting your ego away now. You know, we've taught you differently than this. Now it's time to do what you're trained to do and finish the job. Because as I said to them multiple occasions, we haven't done anything yet. We haven't achieved anything yet.
We only see the end result. So we look at it and see 56-17 or 47-12.
Yep.
We're like, yeah, everything's good.
It's not. It's not. Before every accident, there's a warning. You know, before every accident, there's a warning. And that's our job as coaches, to make sure that we keep the guys on task. It's their job as student athletes to make sure they are eliminating distractions and staying on the process. You know, and finishing the prescription for us is winning today. You know, the kids had a good workout yesterday. Started the week off getting ready for Ohio with their personnel. Had a good practice this morning. Now it's about going to class. It's about eating right. It's about getting your rest. It's about being unselfish. It's about making sacrifices. As we always say to them, it's about being uncommon. There's nothing uncommon about going to class or skipping a class or not studying, having a couple of beers, staying out late. There's nothing uncommon about that. It's done all over the country. But being uncommon is having the discipline to go to sleep when everybody else on your floor is partying, or, you know, watching Monday Night Football till midnight, or watching the Eagles or last night, or the Phillies, and you need to study your playbook or study for school, because that's what we need to do right now, because we got a lot going on, Mike. I mean, the class schedules are different this week. We're traveling on Thursday. We got half the team going home, so we got half the team talking about what their travel plans are.
Does that surprise you out of the was guys that you had, or was that just kind of expected within this, that you would have had to deal with that?
My answer: full-time coaches, part-time players. No matter what you say, we're full-time. Everybody in here is a full-time professional, and we're dealing with part-time players. We're dealing with kids in so many senses of the word. We're dealing with young people, so that's part of the educational process, and that's human nature. And when you can beat human nature, you have a chance to be a really good team. And we're not there yet.
You alluded to the city and the success that it's been. Did you see that comment that just, why is it now that all of a sudden everybody in town is winning like this? You know?
Well, I don't know. I mean, our story's a little bit different than Villanova or Penn's, but I think there has never been a better time to be in the city of Philadelphia. And whether you live here, whether you invest here, whether you own commercial real estate, whether you're a restaurateur, whatever the case may be, there's never been a better time to be in Philadelphia. So the renaissance and the resurgence of Philadelphia, we're all benefactors of that. And I've said it multiple times in here. When I got here, we were about 1.8, 1.9 miles away from Center City. Now today I think we're about 1.5, 1.4 miles from Center City. Center City's moving north. When you couple that with what the great things that Temple University is doing right now, not only from an academic standpoint, a leadership standpoint, but also from a physical plant standpoint, that's tremendous. It's a tremendous time, and there's a reason why we're one of the hottest universities on the East Coast right now. And then we're happy to do our part down here. We're happy to bring the mission and the brand to the nation. The Temple T is more recognizable today than it was 8 weeks ago, 9 weeks ago today. And that's part of our job. That's part of our mission as an athletic department. Mr. Bradshaw, myself, Fran, all of the coaches. That's part of our job, is to make sure that we represent the university really well and bring a positive brand, positive image to not only the country, but the prospective students. And I think we're doing that right now.
And to also have, though, at the same time, and when Villanova play, it enhance, the whole.
It's great. It's great. Well, it's great for football in this region. Villanova beats us, and then they almost lose to Penn. And we're going to have those games here moving forward. All of us are. We're going to have those games on the schedule. All of us moving forward. So and everybody's got a shot to be in the postseason or win a championship. I think Penn won the championship already. Obviously, Villanova's in the postseason. We're in the postseason. Whether or not we win a championship will be determined here shortly. So that's great. It's great. I mean, hey, can everybody see what Mr. Bradshaw saw in the Villanova game now? Why you want to play the Villanova game? I hope you can, because we got to get the Mayor's Cup. They got the Mayor's Cup. We got to get the Mayor's Cup, and hopefully there'll be 40,000 people that think like we're thinking right now. Next Labor Day weekend, next Labor Day when we all get together, and hopefully we'll have 45,000. Hopefully it'll be a day that we're 60,000 in that stadium for that game, and that's the vision that Mr. Bradshaw had for the game, and that's the vision that we want to have for our program. That we want to play meaningful games. Next time we play Navy, is it going to be meaningful? Yeah. Next time we play Connecticut after playing overtime and whatever that was the year before, yeah, it's going to be meaningful. So we just got to keep moving. Hopefully there'll be a day where we can compete against Penn State in addition to the MAC schedule. So that's our goal moving forward.
When you look at Ohio, Al, could you just, what jumps off the page?
Explosive. Turnover ratio, they're second in the NCAA in takeaways. I think they're in the top 10 or 8 in the turnover ratio, which means they're protecting the ball on offense. They've always been a physically rugged team. And all Frank's teams are like that. They've always been a disciplined team. This is a physical team. This is a rugged team. But now they have the explosion to go with it, which is why they're winning. They're winning on big plays, punt returns, kick returns, interception returns. You can make a case that the interception return and the punt return last week was the reason that they won. So that is obviously how they want to conduct the game, and they're doing a great job doing it. They played well down in Knoxville, had a chance to win that game. In the out-of-conference, played well against Connecticut, had a chance to win that game. And then we've both kind of beaten the same teams and have gotten to this place where we are right now. So Frank and his staff have done a great job. Got a lot of respect for him as a person and as a coach and the way he likes to conduct the game. But I would say the biggest difference, and maybe he's saying it too, I don't know, the biggest difference is they're protecting the ball, taking the ball away, and they're getting explosive plays from their skill set. Kick return, punt return, secondary, running backs, and receivers.